Hello, everyone. I'm Vivian, one of your librarians, and I want to welcome you to the session today on how to locate information concerning women and their contribution during the civil rights movement. Now, our starting point is the library's webpage. The address is www.southwest.tn.edu/library. Now, I suggest that you use the option for full screen viewing so that you'll be able to see everything very clearly. So, our starting point will be to go to our databases page, especially if you have been informed not to use popular search engines. On our databases page, the first thing that you should note is that if you are working remotely, your Southwest username and password will be required for access. If by chance your password has expired or you have forgotten your password, well, please contact the library staff person or contact the help desk for assistance. Now, I will be demonstrating how to use a couple of different databases. So if you happen to forget how to access them, but you remember the name of the databases, you can always go to our A to Z resource page and locate it there in order to get access. Our starting point will be the category of biographies. So when I expand this, we have a listing of our databases, which are our paid subscriptions, and then we have recommended websites. So there may be some recommended websites that you may be able to use, especially the one that says Distinguished Women. For this assignment, you may find information there also. So, starting out for people who already have chosen someone, well, then the first place I suggest you go is biography, Gale, and context. Now, we are working remotely, so I just need to log on with my Southwest credentials. Now, once I am logged on, of course, I will have access to all of the databases. Of course, when I close out and come back maybe an hour later, I will have to go through the process again. So with this database, we have the ability to perform a search if we already have the name of someone, or you can look at browse people. We could do a person search. You could even do a title search just using a certain resource that you may be aware of. So I am sure that everybody, the first name that may come to mind for most people will be Rosa Parks. So let's perform a search. It does not matter how you key the name in, whether it's last name first or first name, you know, first name, or last name, first name. It does not matter with this particular source. At the very top, we have an overview. You have a picture that you can actually enlarge in if you want to. If I simply click on read more, I'm able to view the entire text coming from this source. And then you have your quick facts over to the right hand side. So under read more, I just want you to see that the source that this is coming from is entitled Newsmaker. I can see how many words, I can see the content level for difficulty, and then I have my reading level. You have a tool at the top which will allow you to cite this in MLA 8th, APA 6th, Chicago 17th. There are additional tools such as Translate to translate it into multiple languages. You can enlarge it or decrease the font size. You can listen to this. If you have a Gmail account, you could send this information to your Google Drive. Using your Southwest credentials, you could send this to the Microsoft OneDrive. If you have another email you would like to use, you can, and then you have the option to even download this. Also, highlights and notes is available for you also. So, as I scroll down, this is full text information that is provided. And as I go all the way down to the bottom, you will see that it is cited for you here. And then these are additional online and print resources that you may want to try to locate to get additional information. If I simply want to go back to my previous page and simply scrolling down, it says on this page, I have 10 featured sources, which can be information coming from books or from magazine articles, which are full text. I have 10 biographical sources. I have some audios I can listen to. I have 3 academic journals. I have newspaper articles, images, magazine articles, video clips, and then an official website. So depending on how many sources you actually need, I am sure you can get the majority, if not all of the information from this one source. Now, I started out by if you had already chosen someone, but what if you're not sure of the name of someone and you're searching for that? I want you to make sure that you perform the search exactly like I am about to show you. In this search box, I am simply putting in my quotation marks and I'm typing in civil rights movement. And I want to close it up. Now, what is happening is that Search Assist is trying to give me a listing of people that are involved with the civil rights movement. So, of course, it's giving us male and female at this point. I'm using my Boolean connector of and I'm typing in women. So basically, civil rights movement must remain together in close proximity. And then I want to add the filter of and women on to see what I actually will get from my results. And I'm searching now. Now, of course, this only gave me two, but as I could see, I typed in civil rights movement. So I need civil rights. Okay, so let's try this again. And sometimes you can make simple typos like that. So, just simply go back and try it again and see what a difference just the letter S will make, because now I have 15 biographies. And as I scroll down, you can see this is information about different people that is involved with the civil rights movement. And I see Coretta Scott King is provided, and just by simply selecting her name, this is information that is coming from the Scribner Encyclopedia of American Lives. This is full text information that is provided. Over to the right-hand side where it says related subjects, if I simply select her name, it takes me directly to get additional information that is provided on her. So this is how you would use Gale in context biography. I'm simply closing this out. Black Women in America is the second source that you can use. And we're going to perform the same search as though we're looking for someone. As I click inside of my search box, as you can see, my search is recorded here. And at this point, I just want to simply copy this in case it does not automatically show up next time. So this is Black Women in America, the second edition. I have 534 entries. All of these may not be just information on women, but if you need basic information on the civil rights movement, as you can see, some of those results are displaying also. So as I scroll down, I see I have Merle Beasley Evers Williams. So I simply select her name. This is a quick reference given up at the top, but under the reference entry, I would just simply select it. And this is the information that is provided. Now, of course, this is just one source, but we just needed a name. And of course, we're given a bibliography where we can try to find some of these sources, or with the name, we could perform a searches in some of the other sources I'm about to show you. Closing this out, back at my listing of databases. Under the category of electronic books, the first place will be Credo reference. And we will perform the same type of search as though we're looking for someone. Okay, the number of results says 1,336. Once again, this is a good place to get background information just on the movement. So as I scroll down, I am simply looking for names of women. Okay, and as you can see, there are some women's names who are displayed now. Satima Clark, Dorothy Hype. I see Marian Anderson is listed. There's Rosa Parks again. So, it just takes a little bit more to use this particular resource, but you can find the names of women provided here also. Okay, so now let's try to perform a search because we know the name of someone. So did not find it that way. Let me just type in the last name. So I'm not sure why it did not find it the first time, but I have the name of Fannie Lou Hamer. I have 118 results. I have my source, the name of my person. This is the source where the information is coming from. It pulls a couple of sentences from the source. I can save all of my results and come back to them later. It tells me how many words. I have an image. These are key concepts. And based upon the name Fannie Lou Hamer, these are different things that can branch off from there. So if I decided that I just wanted to select this one source, this is the information that is coming from this particular book, and this is full text information. And I have my tools across the top. I'm closing this out. You can also use Gale eBooks, which is a similar source. Scrolling down, and my next category is ethnic gender. Under ethnic gender, I'm selecting American Women's History Online. And as soon as it opens, we will perform the same search here. And there are times when my computer just tends to be a tad bit slow. So if it does not connect readily, what I may ask you to do is to try this source a little bit later. So paste it in my information. Okay, so across the top, you could look at articles, primary sources, images. There are no videos, no timeline, and then news. But over to the right-hand side, I can select biography. And not only am I given information about women, but then there are some men that may be listed here also. And all of the women just may not be African American. So what we may need to do is just look a tad bit much into the information to see if it says if they're African American or not, if that is one of your restrictions. I could select Ella Baker, and then this is full text information that is provided. You have your tags over to the side that you may want to use, and then you have your tools across the top that you can use. We're closing this out. Next, we're going to the Oxford African American Studies Center. There are pictures of prominent women that you just may want to use just by looking at your collage over to the side. Performing our same search. And we have 665 results. Not only will this be names of people, but it may be concepts that are listed also. And we would just simply select one. It tells you where it originally appeared in Africana. And as I scroll down, there's not a lot of information provided about this person, but at least we have a name. And from the name, we could go back and perform a search just for this person to try to find additional information. The next place we're going is the category of history, because not only will you possibly need biographical information, but you just may need to find additional type of information concerning the contributions of women in general. So I am selecting the History Reference Center, performing the same search. And I have 96 results, but everything is not full text. So the first thing I want to do is limit this to full text information, which brought it down to 82. So now as we kind of look at our titles, you can see how it may give you various perspectives on women and their leaderships and various things about women and their contributions for the civil rights movement. So you're provided with your title, you have your author, you have the source. And if it provides you with a PDF full text, this allows you to see the scanned version of this, the way it actually looked when it was scanned from this particular source. Your tools are provided over to the side that you can actually use, and over to the left-hand side, you have the ability to view other articles that appeared in this particular source. Now, at this point, I think that you have seen enough places where you can actually get information for the women that you're looking for. Okay. So now let's move to information that will help you when it comes to you completing your assignment, because you have a writing assignment. So under grammar, I want you to go to recommended websites, and I want you to use the Thesis Builder that will help you craft a great thesis statement. All you simply need to do is complete this chart. What's the topic you want to write about? What's your main opinion on the topic? What's the strongest argument supporting your opinion? What's a second good argument that supports your opinion? If this is not a persuasive paper, what is a third good argument that supports your opinion? Create a title, and Build a Thesis will give you a suggested thesis statement based upon what you have placed here. It is not plagiarism as long as you don't copy and paste something directly from a source. And if you are not pleased with what it created, take what it provided for you and then revise it until it sounds more to your liking. If you select make an online outline, it places everything in outline format for you so that you can stay on target when you're actually writing your paper. So this is the Thesis Builder. Once you have written your first draft, I suggest that you go to Grammarly, which is a source that will proof your papers. In order for you to use Grammarly, you need your own account. So this is your registration page. It asks you for your name. You must use your Southwest email, and it asks you for a password. When you select sign up, an email goes to your Southwest email, and you have to complete the verification process, and you need to wait for your welcome message. And when you have your welcome message, you officially have an account. So you can copy and paste whatever you have done into Grammarly, and Grammarly will proof it for grammatical errors, spelling errors, and also plagiarism. It will give you suggestions of how to correct any problems that it finds. You also have the ability to get little weekly tidbits from Grammarly on how you can build up your writing skills or enhance your writing skills. Whatever version you have in Grammarly, of course, you need to download that back down to your computers. Also, be aware that you can always work with the tutor and the academic support center also. I'm closing this out. We are returning to the library's homepage. And in case you ever have questions, you can always check with the librarian. You can check to see if a librarian is online up under instant message us. Whenever we're not online, just simply leave us an email and we will respond. Or you can go to Ask a Librarian and use one of these methods in order to reach out to us. Okay, so that ends the session. I hope that you now feel a little bit more comfortable trying to find information for this assignment. And remember that we are always available to help you, so please just reach out to us. I'm about to stop sharing my screen, and I hope that you have a great day.